What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome to Sweet 16 Eve here on BBD TV, and the Tennessee Volunteers will take on the Purdue mixed drink makers, the Boilermakers. And if you're wondering what a Boilermaker is, well, it's a dude that makes boilers, quite simply. You know, a Boilermaker is also not a mixed drink, but a drink followed by a shot of beer. So all of you young kids out there, you'll want to stay away from any form of Boilermaker, and surely you know better than to consume alcohol until you're at least 90. We'll talk about that in just a second, but first and foremost, talk briefly about today's big news coming out of Knoxville, and that is the ouster of Holly Warlick. And the writing was certainly on the wall. I don't think this comes as a surprise to very many people. At a time this season, I thought maybe Fulmer might give her one more chance, maybe give her the ultimatum, win or lose your job. But instead, he's decided to go another direction. Someone texted me and said that Holly was fired and Louisville coach was hired. I have not been able to confirm any new coach yet, so I'm not going to say on this video that they've hired a new coach yet until I know for certain that they have. But Holly Warlick is a Tennessee legend. Not on the level of Pat Summitt, of course. No one is, nor ever will be, on the level of Pat Summitt when it comes to legendary status. However, Holly Warlick is a local product. She went to Bearden High School, which is right there in the shadows, basically, of the campus of the University of Tennessee, just down the road on Kingston Pike a few miles. Was a great track athlete at Bearden, came to Tennessee, played basketball, was an outstanding standout for the Lady Vols as a basketball player, and then coached under Pat Summitt for eons, and was handpicked by Pat Summitt to replace herself as the coach of the Lady Vols. And it's really sad to me personally that this hasn't worked out for Holly, because where will she ever get a better opportunity to cement a positive legacy than right here in her backyard? But who knows? She is, I think, as we speak, getting ready to do a press conference, or at least talk to someone, Fulmer perhaps, about this. I don't know actually when she will be doing a press conference. If she does a press conference, I'm sure Fulmer will. Sad day for Lady Vol basketball. Whether you liked Holly or not, she is the definition of VFL. And I think anyone that is a VFL would agree with that. If not, you need to check your VFL facts. But anyway, Holly out. A couple of quick stats from Holly in her time here. She never made a Final Four in 7 seasons. She only made 3 Elite Eights. She had a coaching record. Sorry, my throat's a little scratchy and sore still today. A coaching record of 172 and 67, SEC record of 78 and 34. Ousted in the first round of this year's NCAA tournament, which a lot of people didn't think the Lady Vols would even make, but they have. And they did, and the streak continues, at least in that department. First time, I think ever, that the Lady Vols didn't win 20 games. They finished 19 and 12 this season. So, condolences, I guess you could say, to the Holly Warlick coaching era at Tennessee. And hopefully Fulmer will make a great hire, and we'll see. On to tomorrow's 7:29 Eastern start. Why do they do that? 7:29, really? I'll bet you the game doesn't start at 7:29. It'll either be 7:28 or 7:30. That's neither here nor there. The Purdue Boilermakers, quite a formidable opponent. And Purdue had their way in the last round with the defending champ Villanova Wildcats. They smoked them 26 points. The dude to look out for Purdue is Carson Edwards. The guy can shoot the lights out. He's averaging 24, I think, 23, 24 points a game. Averages about 9 3-pointers a game. He's just a sharpshooter, and he is their go-to guy. Beyond him, they only have one other scorer in double figures, and that is Ryan Klein. They do have a big guy, 7-footer, Matt Harms. Nice name, Matt Harms. Hopefully no harms comes our way tomorrow night. I think our big guy, Kyle, will handle Matt, and there will be no harms, no foul. Tall order. Tennessee cannot play like they did against Iowa in the second half. As long as they play like they did in the first half or in the overtime, it won't matter how Purdue plays. I think we win 6-8 points, maybe more, if we play like that. Talk briefly about the end of the game this weekend against Iowa. A lot of talk has been made about Admiral Schofield taking himself out of the game or leaving himself out of the game. And to me, that's just amazing. That is the epitome of a leader right there. When he can recognize the fact that another player, another teammate, another family member of his is doing a better job on defense than he is, and chose to let him stay in as opposed to coming in himself, speaks volumes about Admiral Schofield and his character. There's no question about Admiral's work ethic. You know, I mean, come on. Anybody with the name Admiral, you know they're going to have a good work ethic. He comes from a great family. You know, there's no question in that department. So anybody that thought maybe that he gave up or, you know, had no confidence in himself or any silly mess like that, you know, get that out of your head. Fact is, he recognized a mismatch and chose to do something about it. And I admire him for that, and I commend him for that. And as a result, Tennessee won the game. They survived, and they advanced. Now they've got another game they need to survive so they can advance. Tennessee wins 2 more games, and they are in their first ever Final Four. What do I think? You know what I'm going to say. We're going to win the game. I'll give you a score prediction just for the sake of giving you one. I'll say Purdue's a really good defensive team. Probably a little better defensively than Purdue, or Iowa, I mean. So I'm going to say Tennessee 79, Purdue 70. I think free throws at the end of the game will give us a little distance and make the score not as close as the game. I think this is going to be a tight game all the way through. I really will be surprised if either team, you know, gets up 20 or more points. But you never know, man. Purdue's playing great ball right now. They got ousted by Minnesota in the Big Ten tournament, but they won 8 of their last 10. They're playing good right now, and that's what matters in the NCAA tournament. So good luck to my Vols tomorrow night. Of course, I'll be live streaming the game. I'll come on. Game starts at 7:30ish Eastern time. I'll come on, 10, 15 minutes before the game, and I will do the best I can on some play-by-play, but the way my throat is right now, not looking good. Not looking good. I missed out on going to Hawaii on American Idol. They had to let me go because I got sick in the Hollywood group round, so I'm out of American Idol. sadly. But you guys have a great night, and especially a better tomorrow, because if Tennessee wins tomorrow night, it will definitely be a better tomorrow than it is today, regardless of how your days are going today. Go Vol... Indigestion, go Vols. Screw y'alls, Boilermakers.